It's your favorite sports analyst, Jamar McKeel with,
James Jurwitz.
and y'all finna get served with J&J Sports episode 34, you guys. I'm feeling good. You know, I got my sweater on today. How you feeling, James?
I feel fantastic. Had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope all our viewers did too.
Oh yeah, man. It was ate a lot of good food. I'm feeling good. Worked a new job. Been busy, but we here to serve y'all with some good sports topics today. We're gonna dive right into it. You ready, James?
I'm ready.
All right, man, let's get down to business. So first things up, we got college football. Alabama, they faced off against Auburn this past Saturday. Both teams play with authority, man, but Alabama they was able to take care of business with a score of 27-24. And they are currently 11-1 for the record right now. Have you watched that game?
Yeah, those highlights were fantastic. That was quite the bowl game, I felt like.
Oh yeah, man, definitely. Shout out to Alabama. They always kind of been a pretty solid team to me, in my opinion. Um, Based off this record though, man, I mean, are they making it to the championship?
I think there's a good chance that they are. Although I guess it seems like there's a lot that they need to overcome before they're really ready, I think.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's definitely a lot of things. Honestly, Auburn, in my opinion, Auburn could have won this game, but they just made a lot of little careless mistakes that we're kind of going to get into. But before we get into them, we definitely got to get into the pros for Alabama, man. I mean, they had a great running drive. Their running backs were on point. I mean, that kind of carried them most of the game. That good running drive. They had good open looks from wide receivers. Uh, it seemed like they kind of just let Alabama just wide open. Receivers just wide open. I don't know if they were playing man coverage or what, but yeah, that's a no.
They're known
Um,
for their receivers too, right? I mean, they produce so many NFL drafted
oh
receivers.
yeah, oh yeah, Alabama definitely between Alabama, LSU, and it's a lot of they produce a lot of good NFL players. Um, which we're going to get into another NFL player on our next topic. Now as far as Auburn, if we look at it, I don't want to focus too much on their pros. I really want to focus on their cons because it was a lot of them. The missed catch punt return in the fourth quarter that cost them the game, James. I don't know if you've seen that play, but they were getting a punt. I think it was the last 2 minutes or something in the game, and they just completely dropped the ball. I don't know if the dude, he looked like he kind of slid, and I don't know what was he doing, James. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. That caused a turnover, right?
Oh yeah. To cause the turnover, and they could have had honestly, that was their chance right there to turn the situation around. I don't know what if he slipped or you think he slipped, or was that more like a, you know,
You know, I think it was just an accident. That happens sometimes. So maybe
yeah.
it was the way the ball was rotating and it just was one of those type of things.
Yeah, man, that's definitely. I know he's probably devastated. Probably definitely something he's gonna work on. But let's continue. So they weren't securing the ball when needed. Like they were securing it, but when like that fourth quarter kind of when needed, because they could have won the game, James. Honestly, they had enough time to score or even tie it. But yeah. They didn't play defense when needed to keep the lead. They had the lead in the beginning, but you know, like I said, defense wins championships. They win big games. So this is a game that could have easily been won by them. Um, yeah, man. I mean, how do you feel about their defense? Do you feel like it needs work?
Well, yeah, Auburn's for sure. And just judging by, what their running backs were able to do,
Yeah.
the receivers, that's that is it's really difficult though to kind of I guess pick on the defense of Auburn to an extent because Alabama is such a powerhouse with offense that it's like,
Oh yeah.
is it so much their fault or is it just Alabama, the interstate rivalry? There's just a lot going on there with that game.
Honestly, yeah, I have to give that to you. Yeah, I would say it's a lot had to do with Alabama. Like I said, they're 11. They were 10-1 record, versus Auburn 6-5 or something like that record. Um, so they're beating teams left and right, James. I mean, they're definitely championship bound. They're playing the toughest. Now, as far as Auburn, they kind of played a few teams, but I didn't they got challenges coming up. I believe they played Georgia. No, I'm lying. Alabama, they played Georgia. But Auburn, they have some teams coming. But like I said, I just think, it's a little bit of both. I'm gonna just say that. It was a little bit of both. It's Alabama, they're a powerhouse, and those little small mistakes really cost the game.
Well, because the game was so close too. So
Yeah,
to make mistakes like that and give the other team the ball, and it kept happening so quickly too. It didn't really seem like there was a lot they could do because Alabama wanted to win that game.
exactly. And Auburn, they definitely could have won. Um, but yeah, man, let's get into the highlight. Two highlight plays for me of the game. It was a missed field goal from Alabama in the third quarter that could have cost them the game, honestly, James. I mean, if they weren't on it, if he didn't miss that punt return, then Auburn would have won that game. They could have definitely had a good chance, but Alabama, they missed that field goal in the third quarter. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely one of the things that kind of kept the game close. I saw.
Yeah, that I ain't lying. This was a real championship game to me, James. I don't just the whole layout and kind of how everything just panned out at the end. The last play, especially when Miracle uh ouch Island Bonds, he caught that miracle catch at the end. I don't know if you seen that to take the game.
Yeah,
Uh
the touchdown. That was
Man, that was crazy, right?
yeah, Bond had said a quote from him, it's mine, a 50-50 chance, and I'm gonna get it. And I went and got it. And I know the name of the play was Gravedigger. So that's a pretty cool name there for the
Oh
game.
yeah. That he definitely digged them up for sure. Definitely with that catch. Um, I guess he could tell he had confidence enough in that catch. So man, amazing game. Um, but I gotta give kudos to Auburn. They did play throughout the whole thing, and they gave their all 100%. So I'm not gonna discredit them fully. They're still a pretty decent team. But man, shout out to him, man. Shout out to the whole Alabama team. They're definitely um playoff bound. Um,
Yeah, there at the end, their quarterback Milrose said that they still had time on the clock, so they were going to use it. And really, it just came down to trusting the receivers and never giving up. And
yeah,
that was definitely one of those trust type of throws because
definitely. Because I
said it
mean, if
was
we think about it, if they didn't catch that, I mean, it would have been Auburn's game all the way. That would have been definitely probably their game in the bag still. So I mean, the fact that you just kind of go all or nothing and you had that much faith in your team, it shows a lot for Alabama. I think that's what's working for them. Did they play Colorado yet
the
or?
regular season. I don't know. I do remember Colorado. I think they played an SEC team or two throughout the schedule, but I'm just not positive about that.
Okay, you guys, let us know in the comments if they played or not, because I definitely would like to see them two play.
Alabama, they did play Texas, and they lost to Texas in week 2, and that was
Uh-huh.
kind of the wake up call for them in their season. But
Yeah.
really turned it around at that point.
Oh yeah, man. That definitely took that personal. But before we get into the next topic, we definitely got to get into the players of the game. Isaiah Bond, the one that caught that amazing touchdown, he had 71 yards. And the running back Jermaine Burton, he had 107 yards and a touchdown. So they have an extremely great running program right now, a great running team. Um, can they keep this winning streak going? They're 11-1. I mean, there's only so many much games in this season. Why not? Um, and they play Georgia next. So Georgia, they tough on defense, James. I mean, where do you see? Can you think they can keep it going?
I think Alabama can keep it going. And you've got the SEC championship game coming up again, and that's big. So, and
Yeah,
it's also that historic rivalry between Alabama and Georgia. So
right.
it's going to feed into this, and I think that's going to make it one of those must-watch games, especially coming up this weekend for sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is one of the biggest games of the season, I would say, honestly. And you got to think about it. Georgia is undefeated now, currently. So it's like, is Alabama really that good enough to kind of wipe their undefeated streak out, or how's this going to go? But either way, they'll be fine. I think Alabama will be fine. But who? Your prediction? Who do you think will win that game? Like just the Georgia and Alabama.
I don't think that it's going to be as close as the game was with Auburn. I think that it's going to
Yeah.
be a larger margin, whoever wins. And really, I'm leaning a little bit more towards Alabama.
Mm.
What do you think?
Honestly, I want to say Alabama too, man. Just especially after this performance with Auburn. But we got to realize, Georgia is way better than Auburn. So it's like it's definitely going to be tough. It might be a close game, but I'm gonna lean towards Alabama too. I think because they're doing pretty good right now. So they might surprise us if they can overcome their defense. Then hey, that's Alabama all the way.
Yeah, and I know Nick Saban like had said they needed to commit to cleaning up like the penalties and some of the sloppy plays that they were doing, and go ahead and shore it up going into the SEC championship game. So,
Yeah,
do you see them doing that? I think they'll be able to do it.
yeah. I mean, they still have enough time. They don't play till this Saturday, you guys. So I mean, he definitely has enough time to clean some stuff up. Rearrange a few things and get ready for him. Honestly. But yeah, you guys, let us know your favorite team. Drop in the comments who do y'all predict is going to win that game this Saturday. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it. But next